All right, let's dive into one of the biggest myths about money, the idea that a simple bank account is the safest place to keep it. We're going to uncover why that safe choice might actually be the biggest financial risk you can take. So let me ask you, when you think about keeping your money safe, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For pretty much everyone, it's a bank account, right? It just feels right. It feels secure. That number on your statement isn't supposed to go down. Or is it? But what if I told you that very instinct, that safe decision, is actually a guaranteed way to lose money? I know, it sounds totally backward, but stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll see exactly what I mean. To understand why, we need to talk about your money's biggest and quietest enemy. It's working against you every single day. That enemy has a name: inflation. You've probably heard the word, but here's how to really think about it. It's a silent tax that slowly eats away at the value of your cash. Every year, stuff just gets more expensive. Your coffee, your gas, your groceries. That means every single dollar you have buys a little bit less than it did last year. Your money is losing its power. And this completely flips our whole idea of risk on its head. We're taught to be terrified of the stock market's ups and downs, that volatility. But the real, guaranteed risk, it's the loss of your purchasing power. Any money that isn't growing is, by definition, shrinking. Which brings us to a huge realization. Choosing not to invest your money for the long term isn't just doing nothing, it's an active financial decision. And it's a decision with a guaranteed negative outcome. You're basically choosing to let inflation win. Okay, so how do you actually fight back against this? Well, it starts with a super simple way to think about your money. We call it the two-bucket strategy. The whole idea here is that not all of your money has the same job, so you split it into two buckets. Bucket number one is for savings. This is for your short-term stuff, your emergency fund. It needs to be safe, stable, and easy to get to. Bucket number two is for investing. This is for your long-term goals. Think 5, 10, 50 years down the road. Its only job is to grow faster than that silent enemy, inflation. A really great way to picture this is to think about building a house. Your savings, that's your foundation. It's the first thing you build, and you make it rock solid so it can handle any storm. Your investments, that's the rest of the house. The structure, the roof, everything you build on top of that foundation to create long-term security and growth. Okay, so you know you need to invest. But here's the best part, especially if you're young. You have a secret weapon, an almost unfair advantage that even billionaires can't buy more of. And that advantage is powered by a magical force called compounding. It's so powerful, it's often called the eighth wonder of the world. And trust me, understanding this one concept is the absolute key to building wealth. So what the heck is compounding? Put simply, it's when your money starts working for you. Your investments earn a return, and then that return starts earning its own return. It creates this incredible snowball effect. And you know what the most important ingredient is to make that snowball huge? It's not a ton of cash, it's time. And if that sounds a little abstract, just look at this. This chart makes it so clear it's insane. Sarah, Mike, and Chloe all invest the exact same amount of money, $10,000 one time. But look at Sarah. Just by starting 10 years earlier than Mike, she ends up with more than double his final amount. The only difference was time, but the result is, well, it's life-changing. And that just proves it. For a young investor like Sarah, her most valuable asset wasn't the $10,000. Not even close. It was the 47 years she gave that money to grow and do its thing. Time is way more powerful than trying to time the market, and it's even more powerful than the amount you start with. Now, I get that compounding can still feel a little bit fuzzy, so let me give you a really cool mental shortcut to make it feel more real. It's called the Rule of 72. It's super simple. You just take the number 72 and you divide it by whatever interest rate you think you're going to get. The number you get is roughly how many years it'll take for your money to double. So if we use the stock market's historical average of around 10%, 72 divided by 10 is 7.2. Your money could double about every 7 years. So let's see this in action. And forget about some huge inheritance. Let's just say an 18-year-old manages to get together $5,000. Using our rule of 72, what happens to just that one initial investment over time? Well, by the time they're around 25 years old, that first $5,000 has already doubled. Boom, it's $10,000. And they didn't have to lift a finger. But then the snowball really starts rolling. Just 7 or so years later, around age 32, it doubles again. Now it's $20,000. You see how that second 10 grand came way faster than the first? And by age 39, it doubles one more time to $40,000. Now, you might be thinking, that's not millions. And you're right. But remember, this is the growth from their very first $5,000 investment. Imagine this process repeating with every single dollar they invest over the next 20 years. That is how real wealth is built. So, let's pull all these ideas together and wrap this up. If you take only one thing away today, let it be this. Investing isn't some crazy gamble or get-rich-quick scheme. It is a fundamental, defensive necessity. It's how you protect the value of your money from the guarantee of inflation, and it's how you build a genuinely secure future. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. We've just established that, especially when you're young, your time is an asset that's way more valuable than money. So the real question is, how are you going to use it?